Welcome to Hypnotic Talk with Miri Neota, where we discuss all things hypnosis. So our individual practices have evolved into different specialties over the years, but we have remained connected through our mutual love of hypnotic healing. And we meet here to discuss and talk about all of the knowledge and the stories that we have from our professional practices. And so today we will be talking about sleep and insomnia. And we'll be discussing today, like, the use of hypnosis in addressing and overcoming sleep issues.
Yeah. And for me, sleep is my focus of my practice.
Yes.
And I see people coming here after they tried everything, like all the sleep meds, herbals, CBTI, and any over-the-counter or prescription medications, as I mentioned, any hacks, and then still they can't sleep.
Yes.
So how can we help them with hypnosis? I think this is the big question, and why hypnosis is a good approach to help people with sleep issues.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've also taken extra certification courses in hypnosis from a mutual friend of ours. So I've got an extra certification in a sleep focused program, although I don't specialize in it the way that you do, Miri, but it is something that we both help our clients with in similar ways because we stay so connected and we discuss things and we help each other be the most resourceful and helpful we can be with our clients. And because sleep is such a huge issue, and it's really the basis of so much in our clients' lives. I mean, if you're not sleeping, you can't do any of the things.
Exactly. You can, like, even your diet is not right. Your performance, any performance, athletic, in the office, sexual, anything is not right. Is not what it
Absolutely.
could have been.
Yeah, you cannot be at your optimum operating in any area if your sleep is deficient. The
Yeah.
human body is a closed system and it all works together. And like you mentioned, if your diet is off, it can be affecting your sleep. And if your sleep is off, it can be affecting your diet and
And
all
your
of and
choices.
yes. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And there are some studies about how people are being attracted to different foods
Yep.
because they slept or they didn't sleep.
Isn't that something?
Interesting, right?
Very.
And how people are making choices because they slept or they didn't sleep. Even
Absolutely. I mean,
driving,
sorry.
even driving.
Yes, I was just going to say, the two worst driving, like, accident days in the calendar year are the days when the clocks have changed and sleep is disrupted.
And you know what? It's not even that. The one day when we moved to summertime, that
Yes.
day, the huge increase in heart attacks for people because of 1 hour.
Wow.
I can't remember the number, so I won't even say, but it's like 20 something percent or 30 something percent more than what we see on usual day.
Isn't that incredible? It's like
Yeah.
how nurses
And
know that full moons are going to be worse. Um, Emergency services are aware that the time change day has an effect on cognitive abilities, uh, motor skills, literally as you get behind the motor of your vehicle, and for heart attacks too. I didn't even know but I wholeheartedly believe it. That's how important the sleep schedule is.
So the interesting thing that sleep is affecting any aspect of our life, from the immune system, diabetes, any kind of disease, chronic pain, and any inflammation we have in our body, and memory. It affects memory. It affects the emotional regulation that we want to have, and not being impulsive, right? We want to, to be measurable with our reactions. And to even to muscle mass.
Wow.
That we are creating. So everything is affected by sleep. Relationship is affected by sleep. Infertility affected by sleep. Hormones affected by sleep. Everything is affected by sleep.
It's the basis for everything.
So why
I'm
hypnosis?
Right?
So why hypnosis?
Why hypnosis? Indeed. Indeed. And the interesting thing in a way to look at it is that being fully awake is a state of consciousness. Being fully asleep is a state of consciousness. And being in a state of hypnosis is a state of consciousness somewhere between those two states. So it's almost like it's a transition. Well, not almost, it's a transition to go from fully alert and awake into a state of hypnosis, which is measurable through the brain waves, and then all the way continuing on to a deeper state of consciousness and falling asleep.
And I'm sure you have the same experience as me. When someone is coming to you for sleep issues, one of the things that they come in with is that we tried everything, nothing helps, or we feel groggy when we are taking medications, or we want to stop medications, and then what happens is usually insomnia is becoming even worse after someone stops medication. So and also we develop tolerance to medication, so every time we need more and more of
And
it.
also, one of the side effects for insomnia medication is insomnia.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
and so they come here and they say, okay, we want the non-pharmaceutical way of resolving sleep issues, but how hypnosis can actually help. And one of the beautiful things that, as you stated before, is state of consciousness, but also they can rehearse sleeping. They don't sleep here. But what do I mean by rehearse sleep here in our office or over Zoom? Usually it's over Zoom now. But so what I mean is that allowing their body to be so relaxed that the body believes that it can relax again, because now our brain understands how we feel when we are relaxed. So it's not something foreign.
So it's almost like rehearsal, or like that's what you said, rehearse, or to have a practice, to practice being asleep, to practice falling asleep. And something that our clients can use to fall asleep once per night or 10 times per night if the need arises. So for the clients who, fall asleep relatively easily, but awaken in the middle of the night or not after a full sleep cycle, and they can use that same skill as many times as it takes to resume sleeping, and by practicing it and perfecting the technique.
So while we work with the client, they can practice how to go to sleep. They can use the power of their mind, the imagination as well, to put it all together and to, first of all, become familiar with how they do it, with how their body is doing it, with how they can quiet down their mind, their brain, their thoughts, and fall asleep. And so they believe it is now possible.
Right. Indeed. And another approach that I will use, not and every client is unique, right?
Yeah.
We have these things that we have studied, things that we have developed ourselves, and things that cross over. You know, we've learned things about anxiety that complement sleep training. We learn things about sleep that complement anxiety. All the things work, and like you said, everything works together. But one of the things that I will use frequently with clients is almost like a placebo effect, in that if a medication can tell your brain to release melatonin or to regulate melatonin or to, you know, to achieve that state, if that can happen from a medication, if that can happen from some little tablet that you take, it can happen without it, but it can happen. And so that's something that I will sometimes use with my clients, is a state of hypnosis to activate the release of melatonin, or the same effect that the drug would give them, over the counter, prescription, whatever, but without the side effects.
Yeah, yeah. And it's beautiful to see how when they have hope that sleep is possible, then the fear is now subsides, anxiety subsides. Now they know they can do it.
Yes.
And when they do it, well, they feel so much better, so much better.
Well,
And
fear and anxiety
yeah.
are such a contributor to insomnia.
So another thing why I use hypnosis for that is that when you go to your doctor, and I'm not saying medications aren't good, medications are good, use them strategically, but
100%. And always consult with your physician.
always,
Always consult with your physician.
always. The thing is that, what usually sleep medication will sedate you. And then you won't benefit from all the sleep cycle, from all the stages in the sleep cycle. And we need all the stages. So you won't get deep enough into sleep. With some medications, you won't have dreams.
Right.
And each part of the sleep cycle connects to some part of your body that you need, and your brain that you need, either memory, recovery, healing, building immunity system, or strengthening immunity system, and so on. So we need all stages. And when you are on medications for so long, then you don't enjoy deep sleep. Usually it's the deep sleep that you skip, right? So you don't enjoy it. And you don't enjoy, not only enjoy being in this state, but not enjoying the benefits the deep sleep has to offer.
Right. So you awaken after hours of sleep and still not rested.
And my clients are usually explain it to me or describe it to me that, they sleep for, like, let's say with sleep medication, let's say they sleep for 6 hours, but they wake up really groggy and drowsy and not focused. And it takes them so long to get up to speed with their day, then it's almost like not worth it. But at the same time, this is what doctors has to offer, and sometimes it's good enough. So let's say it that way.
Right.
So always talk to your doctor, and don't stop taking sleep medication just because you think so. Again, always talk to your doctor, because if you just stop it, then there are some side effects that can happen.
Yeah. It has to be medically supported, but we can definitely complement and help people even sometimes completely rewire their ability to sleep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, once you believe something is possible, then it's easier for you to pursue it. And so
Exactly.
it's easier for you to go to bed. It's easier for you to be in bed. I worked with people who were afraid to go to their bed because of the thoughts that are coming up. I worked with people who just had, and we'll talk about it later on, but had anxiety about their sleep from the moment they woke up in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
So this cycle, we need to help. We are here
Yeah.
to help clients to break this cycle and to enjoy good night's sleep.
Yeah, to get rid of the blockages that prevent the sleep, to reinforce habits that create good sleep, to rewire the brain, and to practice until you're perfect at sleeping. Like you could be a gold medal
Exactly.
Olympic sleeper.
So,
And it's
so
so,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, sometimes it's situational, and sometimes it's genetic, and sometimes it's progressive. Like, I'm a really good sleeper, and I always have been. But when I was pregnant with my second child, I suffered from insomnia, and it affected everything. And
Everything.
it was before I had begun my own journey with hypnosis. And so that wasn't an option to me at the time. And honestly, I said so many times, I would pay money for sleep. I'm so tired. I would pay money if that was a solution,
Yeah,
And so hypnosis as a solution is just so great for people who need that, who need a way to develop sleep habits, sleep um, environments, strategies, sleep strategies. Hypnosis is
absolutely.
such a great way to address the issues and do away with them.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, sleep strategies is something very important, as well as, us providing our clients with tools they can practice. But also, it's important to remember that hypnosis for sleep is not something passive, that you come to the office or over Zoom and we just waving our magic wand and we do something to you. Together, we are finding the right tools for you, the right strategies for you. And together, we are creating a new narrative
Yeah,
for your sleep stories.
right, right.
And I think this is how, with the power of hypnosis and rewiring the brain and creating new narrative and using tools and strategies and allowing the body to relax and use imagination and use the power of the mind to believe that something else is possible and creating hope.
Yes,
I think this is the essence of why it's good to use hypnosis for sleep. And above all,
perfectly.
it works
Yeah, perfectly
simply.
said, Mary.
Yeah. So thank you for staying with us. We'd love to hear your hypnotic questions. Please subscribe if it was of any interest to you or tickle your curiosity. Until next time, bye bye from Neota and Miri.